Greetings, YouTube. Daddy Staton here on the Daddy blog. You know I love saying that. Well, I'm back. I'm back with another comic book review. I'm taking on Dracula, Lord of the Undead. Maybe we'll get a better comic book than the last two I checked out. This one's a marvel. For a quick flashback, over the last couple of weeks, I've been covering Dracula comic books. I covered Dracula, Blood of Dracula, this wonderful Apple comic, which turned out to be a dismal black and white horrible nightmare. I give credit where credit's due. I love the art in it, and I do remember remarking, if this sumbitch was in color, it'd be a masterpiece instead of a dismal, dreadful black and white scrub. And the same nightmarish thing happened when I did Ghost of Dracula. Yeah, I love the art. It's wonderfully drawn, but they're the black and white dismal turds. Black and white dismal turds of a comic book. And nothing annoys me more than black and white nightmares. So I was overjoyed when I picked up Dracula, Lord of the Undead, opened it up and realized it's a color comic book. It made my sphincter tingle. So I'm taking a look at Dracula, Lord of the Undead, a number two from 1998 with really great cover art. Color panels inside to make me happy. Dave, you know, this comic book might be the good stuff. We will see. So what a kicker. I get to open the cover. And since it's number two, you know, I was worried I'll be lost during the start. I won't know what's going on. Well, they solved that problem with one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a comic book. That's right. You can follow along. You can catch up on what you missed. You can learn the characters' names that I guarantee you I won't call none of these mothers by their correct name because I'm horrible at that. And on top of that, you get the story recap previously in Dracula. You learn about Dracula coming to England. You learn about Dracula and his encounter with Van Helsing. You learned about his ass getting staked out. You learned about 2 days later when the stake was pulled out and he resumed his Dracula form, that he had returned from the undead. And then he traveled the world. Dracula Unbound. You can see that comic book series. And now Dracula will return to his home in the modern age, to Transylvania. Damn, I like that story. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments below. So upon returning to his castle, after many years abroad, Dracula finds his castle empty, his shit packed up and sold off in England. It's going to auction. Dracula isn't happy. So our wonderfully drawn, full, beautiful color panels begin with full panels brought to you by the Daddy blog. Oh yeah, I'm loving this comic book already. Dracula's on the trail. He's trying to track down his missing shit. A portrait of his long-lost wife is gone, and Dracula is very unhappy. Creeping through the shadows, he heads for the auction house, where it actually says we're auctioning off Dracula's shit. Dracula is like, oh, hell no, as Dracula rolls up to where the portrait of his beautiful wife's for sale. He stops the auction straight up. Teeth are blaring. Oh! Hold on here. He jerks up the woman and uses his Dracula hypnotism mesmerizing powers. Well, we all know them vampires can mesmerize you. They can hypnotize you. And it don't take Dracula long to put an end to this auction. He mesmerizes the girl's mind. Customers are screaming and hollering. People's wanting the auction to start, and she's standing there looking like a deer caught in the headlights. Oh, what a great time for a commercial. That's right, we get a wonderful commercial for Lost in Space. Because in 1998, Lost in Space had just hit theaters. And the adventure begun in one of the worst movies ever made. What? So goofy little customer guy over here with the mustache pitches a bitch because the auction got shut down, but Dracula shuts him down, sends him out the door as he gazes on the portrait of his beloved. He notices a striking resemblance to the auctioneer. Oh, gee, should have saw that coming, right? Oh, my God. Yeah, every comic book can't have a great plot. Dracula ponders the thought of her being the reincarnation of his long-lost love. Oh, Jesus, man, really? I don't blame him for throwing a commercial in here. That story's starting to sound a little too familiar, maybe. A little too familiar, maybe. All righty, school's out for summer. I should put an Alice Cooper clip in there, but I'd get a copyright. You get this commercial for whatever in the hell Fighter's Edge was. I'm assuming it was some video game for one of these systems that I never heard of, never played, and know nothing about. If you know about School's Out, the video game, leave me a comment and tell me all about this piece of crap. Yeah, you know it's Marvel. We get another page of action as Dracula transforms. As Dracula gets arrows shot at him. What the fuck's going on? Okay, I'm not joking. 1 minute he's mesmerizing this chick. You skip through the commercial crap. Right over here on the next page, there's one page in between commercials. Suddenly he's transforming. Suddenly a bolt's flying at him. Suddenly he's at the stadium. I hate incarnality in a book. It just don't make no freaking sense. Makes me cuss. And then you get the bullpen bulletins. You get, and by the way, this is a Stan Lee comic book, which makes it extra special, which probably explains the really great art and the magnificent colors in it. But you get this piece of crap that Marone can read through if he wants to. You get the bullpen bulletin. You can find out what's going on deep in old Stan Lee's brain. I don't know if you want to know what's going on deep in Stan Lee's brain. I feel like they skipped a whole freaking chapter in this comic book. As much as I love the art, as much as I love the colors, the story just don't make no freaking sense as Dracula turned into Man-Bat, was scouring the city in search of this blonde-headed goober. No, they don't tell you in that little thing at the beginning who the blonde-headed goober is. No, they don't tell you nothing about the blonde guy. So the blonde-headed assassin who appeared out of nowhere tried to kill Dracula. He failed, is not giving up. No answers on who he's working for. But this makes no sense, because why would somebody be wanting to kill Dracula? Why would somebody want to kill Dracula? Do they even know he's a vampire? Who, what, when, where? No explanation whatsoever. As Dracula squashes the guy like a bug and flies off into the night, making me cry. Oh, God. At least the black and white comics had a fairly decent storyline that kind of Canidity? What's that damn word? Out of goddamn text. The unapologetic geek tug. You know, the guy that wrote that book over there. I ought to text him and ask him how to pronounce that canidity word. Oh, jeez. Well, to go somewhere completely different, in full panels brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, I give you Dr. Stewart's house, Dr. Stewart's lovely family, Dr. Stewart's family enduring a wonderful, nice, quiet dinner at home as love sparks the air. Don't you just love a family night? And with the excitement of a family night, you get the worst foe lies within. The story of a girl named Keebler. That's right. You get the incredible docudrama. The docudrama of Parasite Eve. The incredible story of a girl named Keebler. Dr. Stewart's kids point to the TV as the story breaks about a horrible disease inflicting Liverpool. If it was the 60s, I'd call it the birth of the Beatles. Oh, my God! People are dying in the streets. They're turning old and dismembered. They've blocked off the city. They've quarantined it like an outbreak. Some poor guy tries to climb over it, but as he climbs over the barricade, he falls to dust, infecting the other people who fall the dust around him. They're shriveling up and they're dying. Whatever could this disease be? Dr. Stewart gets the call that he must rush to the scene because some scientist has created, working on a vampire vaccine that's got loose and affecting other. What the hell? So there's a vampire vaccine loose and affecting other people, and Dr. Stewart knew about it, and I'm just learning about it. And I missed a lot in that first comic book, didn't I? And then we get this, and I'm really kind of upset. I feel like during that explanation during the front cover, I was going through all happy because I was getting caught up. Didn't quite cover all the facts it should have, about this vampire cure they're working on and all that. What? Playboy? Yeah, I think I found something really good. Stand up for your adventure in any reality. 5 for $1? Oh, you can't go wrong with this. You can have 5 of these for $1. I'm assuming they're what, magazines? Yeah. Yeah, you could join the Science Fiction Club. All these were really cool comic books and magazines you could order back in 1998. Oh, God. I guess now's a good time for shout-outs, right? Bear with me. This only takes about 65 seconds. I think you can handle it. Now, I want to give a special shout-out to my friend Dave Sunstorm and his incredible brother Steven Sunstorm. You know the good stuff, guys. My inspiration for doing good stuff on YouTube. One day I might actually start doing good stuff on YouTube. My incredible partner in crime, Thrash Pundo Puns. You can see us every other Sunday when Thrash and Dan save the world with our girl Sarah. Hey, be sure to check out the Golden Ranger TV, Pat McCormick, right here on YouTube, the finest in YouTube entertainment. My friend Eric McGill, better known as the Unapologetic Geek. He's one of the few friends I got that actually writes books, and you definitely want to get that book. And you definitely want to check our shows out. You can see me on Sunday when I hang out with the Unapologetic Geek most Sundays. Hey, be sure to check out our girl, Brainbender's banner. You can see me on the panel over there every Saturday night that my internet holds up, which is most. Our friend Corey at Corey's Comedy Channel, the guy on YouTube with business cards. If you send me an envelope stamped, I'll send you one of his business cards as a souvenir. Hey, check this out. My friend Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, is back this week. I lent them books out last week to somebody to read them, but I got them back, and now they're reappearing in my shout-out videos. And this week I want to give a special sad shout-out to Dr. Jeff Meldrum, the Bigfoot researcher, a fine gentleman who passed away. Special shout-out. I do have your book too, Jeff. You will be remembered with special shout-outs. Once again, to my block is everywhere Sarah. We love that girl, my co-host on Sundays. And you can see me on her show on Thursday nights. Hey, be sure to check out the Nostalgic Pod Blast chats. I love the Nostalgic Pod Blast. And maybe, just maybe, on a Sunday, we can get him on our show. Retro Nerd Girl, AAP, Homestead AAP for Life. We miss you guys. With a special shout out to Blue Line Bigfoot. Thanks for the hat, guys. And Hair Metal Revolution, Eric Wood. Man, you're awesome, dude. Congratulations. That's right. Congratulations, Eric Wood, on your amazing success on YouTube. Yeah, oh God, I hate this comic book story. I really do. Dracula was eavesdropping at Stewart Manor. He was listening to TV outside the window. He flies off. He flies off towards the plague. Yeah, he's headed down to where the plague's happening. He can't figure out why the humans are dropping dead. Yeah, that's right. What a waste of blood. Humans maybe are our cattle, but I love the humans. They taste wonderful. I cannot have them dying, says Dracula as a clawy, filthy hand grabs Dracula's cape. Info panels brought to you by the Daily Dan blog. Somebody saw Lord of the freaking Rings. That's right, Gollum shows up. This guy named Meltzer, apparently Dave Meltzer, from the first comic book that I didn't have, which was a vampire they had been doing experiments on, trying to turn back human. Well, these experiments horribly failed. Yeah, they failed miserably, turning him into a disease-carrying, half-vampire, half-zombie-looking thing we'll just call Gollum, because he looks like Gollum, and I get a definitely you stole my precious vibe from this guy. Anyway, he's spreading a disease that affects humans, causes their blood to coagulate like the Andromeda strain, and then they die. We gotta stop Meltzer. It's ironic he's named Meltzer. Wrestling fans get Meltzer caused it. Yeah, Dr. Stewart, you're so cool. You can go right amongst all these disease-toting monsters and not worry about getting infected. Dracula says something, says, Dr. Stewart, have you found a cure? Have you figured out how to stop this horrible thing? Blah, blah, blah. Why are you not infected? He ought to be asking him. Oh, good gravy. I hate stuff like that. Everybody else comes around, these people get infected. But Dr. Stewart, he can roll out, hang out with Dracula, and neither one of these guys are affected. You know, I sure do miss Harker and Van Helsing. Subscribe today for the Fantastic Four. This may be the best thing in this piece of shit. That's right, Fantastic Four. I'm sure Chance Bartel would agree with me today that the best thing in this comic book is the commercial for the Fantastic Four. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. So in full panels, brought to you by the Daily Damn Blog, we get the freaking twist in, and it's like Bigfoot, Bishop, and Rob's story right here, buddy. I'm telling you what. You get the twist in, and it turns out Dr. Stewart was on the team, trying to develop the cure for vampirism. Dr. Stewart was the one who infected the Meltzer. It's all Dr. Stewart's fault. Now, this horrible virus is spreading like COVID through the country. It's turning people to death. Dr. Stewart's immune. He's the only one immune because he took the vaccine. Him and his children are immune, but everybody else is at risk. Dracula is highly upset with Dr. Dork. Dracula grabs Dr. Stewart, and the pain shoots to Dracula's hands. As Dracula realizes that he cannot touch Stewart, it will affect him. He is mad, he's angry, he's vengeful, and he wants the creator, the man responsible, Dr. Stewart's employer, his mysterious employer, so Dracula can take his revenge. And that'll be revealed in 1 week, in the next exciting chapter of Dracula, Lord of the Undead. And then we get a commercial for this bullshit. That's right, you could have played Pokemon on your little Game Boy. That belongs in a Dracula comic book, don't it? And they waste the back cover with a stiffy. This comic book didn't give me a stiffy. And so Daily Dan concludes the trilogy of Dracula comic books. Blood of Dracula, the black and white Apple Nightmare. Ghost of Dracula, my first comic book from eternity that I reviewed. An even bigger nightmare. And probably the best one of the bunch, Dracula. Lord of the Undead, the one that's in color. The one that had probably the best coloring art I've seen in a Dracula comic book in a while. After these two, a long while. And the big thing about this is it's a Stan Lee comic book. It's a Marvel comic book. It wins. It wins of the best of these three, no doubt. I hope you enjoyed my review. And this is, even though the story sucks, is one of the few. I kind of want to pick up the next chapter and see what happens next. I don't know why, because the story sucks, but I do. Until next time, this is Danny Staton on the Daily Dan Blog, bringing you Dracula, Lord of the Dead. Be sure to let me know in comments what you thought. Be sure to check out all the really cool people I brought up in shout-outs. And until next time, blog over.